Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed seven-time, 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 seven-time Buffalo Bandits are back with regular season action. Banner raising night, what feels like an annual tradition at this point. Third straight banner raising night at the KeyBank Center. This time the home opener and the season opener, the Georgia Swarm, come to town, and always a big battle between these two teams whenever they square off on the turf. We got Tony LaMonica here with me. We got Trevor Howard right here. Banditland Boulevard, our first preview episode of the 2026 season. I just said it, Tony. 7-time champs. Georgia Swarm. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a fight till the very end. How are you feeling just 2 days after Turkey Day going into the home opener for our first ever game in November, by the way? How are you feeling at the start of the 2026 season as we already wrapped up our third straight title just 6 short months ago? Quick turnaround. We have already started a new campaign.
Boy, being on top is the best, isn't it? When you're a championship team,
Damn right.
Winning
right
3 straight titles, and teams just can't find a way to beat the best team in the league. Right now, guys, like you said before, Trevor, the undisputed National Lacrosse League champs of all time. It now belongs to the boys in orange and black. How cool is that to say that they have won the most titles in this league? But that proves a point why they're the best, is because they have the best head coach, they have the best staff, they have the best players on there, and they most certainly have the GOAT of goaltending, and that is Matt Vince for coming back one more year. So teams are going to have to try to dominate and beat that, but good luck, because we still have the same wall protecting him.
And I will say,
come at us, bro.
And I will say, though, on the opposite side, and we will get into our players to watch at the same point, talk about a brick wall. The Georgia Swarm goaltender as well. We will get into that a little bit more. But I love that we're facing against the Georgia Swarm in the first game of the season. This is always must-see lacrosse between these two teams. It's always back and forth. This is more so of a rivalry than the Toronto Rock is, if you think about it. I mean, is it really a rivalry if the Bandits just beat the Rock every single time they play each other? At least we get some variety with the Georgia Swarm where, hey, maybe the Swarm can win one night and the Bandits will win this time. Or the Georgia gets hot at home, Buffalo loses, but then they come back to Banditland and Bandits win it in like overtime in the playoffs or something. All these games are always close, no matter whether it's in Duluth, Georgia, or if it's in Buffalo, New York. These games are always back and forth. Two very talented teams, by the way. We will get into that again once we get into our players to watch. But, dude, I'm fired up. I really am. And we will also give you, just like what we've done in the past for the past 5 seasons, players to watch, keys to a Bandits victory. Dude, I am fired up for this game. I cannot wait. Everybody, though, I got to ask everybody a question. Loyal listeners, loyal Bandit fans, maybe first-time listeners, welcome in as well. If you have never been to a Bandits game, this might be a very, very good one to go to. If you've never watched an episode of Banditland Boulevard, I have to ask you a question. Maybe you are a Bandits fan that just stumbled upon this show for the first time. Are you sick of these banner-raising ceremonies? We're not. We're not.
No, not at all.
You know how they say that old saying is too much of anything is a bad thing? I don't think too many banner-raising nights is a bad thing for Bandit fans everywhere, especially due to the fact that the city of Buffalo, outside of the Bandits, of course, they got a little bit, it seems like a cursed city. It really does. But the Bandits are always the pick-me-up. And I'm going to give my boy Peyton Manning some slack here. What was that episode of Peyton's Places when you're talking to Josh Allen and you say the city of Buffalo has never won a professional championship in sports? Peyton Manning, dude, tell me you've never been to an NLL game without telling me you haven't been to an NLL game. You bite your tongue, sir. You are the sheriff on the football field. You're the sheriff on the gridiron. But the sport knowledge, not all there, bro. Lacrosse is a real sport too, and somebody needed to call you out. A loyal fan of the Horseshoe and a loyal fan of Peyton Manning, I have to call you out. I feel entitled to call you out. The third straight championship banner. We're going to have to start making room, Tony, for more banners to come down, because that's seemingly being a full bench there in championship corner. But I'm certainly not getting sick of it. Tony's not getting sick of it either.
Not at all.
Run me through a freaking wall, and we will tell you this right now. Get to your damn seats by 7:10, please.
Yep.
That is when the ceremony is going to happen. I don't know what time gates open at the KeyBank Center. I would assume 6 p.m.
Yes.
6:15.
It's gonna open at 6.
Something like that. I don't have the official word, but I'm getting there at 6 o'clock. You best believe. I'll be walking around the store looking at all the new merchandise that they have for our back-to-back champions. I'll be there at 6 o'clock. Tony will be there at 6 o'clock. This is going to be
damn straight
between the Georgia Swarm and the Buffalo Bandits. I said 6 short months, I think, in the beginning of this episode. I'm just kidding when I say that. We've been way too far removed without Buffalo Bandits regular season lacrosse, and I'm so glad that it's back.
Guys, if you haven't, like you said, you haven't been to your first lacrosse game ever, this is the time right now to get your tickets to go watch these guys play. If it's not the Buffalo Bandits, go find another city that has the National Lacrosse League in it. Vegas, Colorado, Saskatchewan, Calgary, or get that too and watch. It is fun. It is nonstop music, live play-by-play action by the best probably on the mic is Swenson.
Swenny.
You guys got to check it out. Come to the KeyBank Center if you can. Get your tickets available. I'm sorry to say this, but season ticket holders have been crushing the 100 level and possibly now the 200. You're most likely going to see the first game in the 3s. But if you decide you want to be a season ticket holder next season, when you say, you know what, these two here on the show have proved me wrong, I am definitely going to be becoming a lacrosse fan now. You're going to want to get season tickets for the following season. But let me tell you something, that the Buffalo Bandits have got that spark. They're the electrical plug of Buffalo, New York itself, to keep the hope alive, to keep that mentality saying not all teams in Buffalo are bad. These guys are the most elite in their game. And these guys really stand out further than most. And you guys have to appreciate good talent when you see it.
And I mean this with 100% certainty. If you go to a Sabres game and you go to a Bandits game, polar opposites. Yeah. If you go to a Sabres game and say, well, that was boring, why would I want to go to a Bandits game? You got music playing the entire time. You got banners raising up in the rafters. You got the players getting their championship rings for the 3rd straight year in a row. You got Chris Swenson on the mic. You got the goal horn going off all the time. You got big saves, big fights, big hits. What more could you really ask for? You got the best damn team. You got the undisputed champs, the first team to ever hit 7 championship titles in National Lacrosse League history. We have joined the Jimmy Johnson. We have joined the Dale Earnhardt Club. 7 championships. Love that. And the Richard Petty Club. Who could forget? We're going to be chasing 8 this year, and we're going to be chasing that 4-peat down this year. But I think before we do that, Tony, let's get right back into this. I know that it's been a while, but players to watch for the Georgia Swarm.
Absolutely.
We always do the opposition first. We always do the opposition first. So we can hype up our boys at the end. So I'm going to let you take the reins here. They have a little bit of a roster turnover. They are missing some of their key guys from the past couple years, but
yes, they are.
We do have a lot of great talent on that team, dude. I'm telling you.
Yep. And some of the guys that have stuck around, like Shane Jackson, I'm going to say is my first go-to guy. And he's one of those guys that are like a thorn on your side, finds a way to score goals, gets sneaky around the defenseman, and just makes plays happen. You got to keep your eyes on him because speed does kill, and he is one of the quickest men on that floor for the Georgia Swarm, and he will definitely put a stinger on you if you're not too careful.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, for sure. He's gonna stick around till the cows come home, bro. I mean, we saw some roster turnover. We saw Miles Thompson is no longer a part of the Georgia Swarm either, but there is a key player on that team that I'm circling as well. He is a defenseman, oddly enough, but he seems to get into everybody's grill, and I know he's had a couple physical bouts with the Bandits, and by that I mean dropping the gloves and tossing them. Adam Weidman. is one of the number one players for me to watch. He is a big shot blocking defenseman. He is 6'1", 175 pounds. He's very underrated in this league. He was a guy that when his contract expired, whenever it did, I was hoping that the Bandits would probably take him out of free agency because I think he's very, very talented. Georgia wouldn't let a guy like that go. I mean, let's be real. He soaks up a lot of shots. He's very much like their version of Paul Dawson, just like 4 inches shorter.
Yeah. I mean, especially him with picking up the loose balls and setting up plays for the transition to get their forwards out in the floor. Like you said, he knows when it's time to put the hits down or lower the boom. But other than that, he's one of those go-to defensemen that you need on the team. And he's going to be one of those tough tests that some of the offensive players are going to have to face. Like I'm not going to mention any of the boys' names yet because we haven't gotten to that point yet. Yep. But Adam has one of those guys who shows leadership qualities for their defense. And that's something we got to have to break down to immediately right off the gate just to put a standpoint. But again, you cannot take this team lightly. Like I've said before, you can't take any team lightly as much as possible. You go in there full throttle. You have to get into their faces. And Adam is going to be one of those top tier defensemen that we both agree on that you have to face and defeat.
And oddly enough, the last time these two teams faced against each other, the Georgia Swarm won. I mean, it was a game where Georgia had a lot more on the line than the Bandits did. But the Swarm, if they won, they would make it to the playoffs. The Bandits already had that number one seed locked up, and they really didn't have much to play for to begin with. But the last time these teams faced off in the KeyBank Center against each other, try the quarterfinals in the 2024 playoffs, where Josh Byrne ended the game in overtime over Brett Dobson's shoulder. That was the last time these two teams faced against each other in the KeyBank Center. They didn't play there last year. They faced against each other in Duluth in the final game of the season. So
that's right.
Putting that out there as well. The last two games, Georgia won one and Buffalo won one. So it's going to be a dogfight between these two teams. And I think we should do one more player to watch for the Georgia Swarm. They might not be as talented as they were in years past. I know they lost a lot of guys, but so did the Bandits. The Bandits lost some core guys too.
Sure.
Who is that final player to watch? Are you looking at, Tony? If you had the roster up on the whiteboard in the locker room, if you're Johnny T, who are you circling on that roster?
Their main guy. You got to watch out for Lyle Thompson, and that's another guy that he's like one of those guys that can average 100 points easy if you wanted to. So again, you shut down leadership, you shut the team down. But Lyle's one of those guys who just is so difficult to stop. And defensively, we have to be like his shadow. We cannot give him any air to breathe. We cannot let that window stay open long enough for him to creep through. You got to be on number 4 from the Georgia Swarm, because if you're not, he's going to find any seam and pick pockets to get goals left and right. And you got to watch out for him, because Lyle Thompson is that bandit killer that we have got to shut down.
Yeah, he kills up the entire league. I forgot to even mention Shane Jackson, longtime member of the Georgia Swarm, who does score from time to time as well. He has scored a lot against the Bandits, especially in the KeyBank Center. So definitely going to be watching out for a guy like Shane Jackson as well. And you also can't really forget about Jordan McIntosh either. Pretty underrated in the transition game, 6'2", 210 pounds. He is pretty good for them as well. Let's go over to the Bandits' key players to watch. Interesting because the roster's a little bit different from what it was last year. But I know I'm gonna be basic as hell. But I want to see what Josh Byrne does in the first game of the season, coming off of back-to-back championship wins. Is Josh Byrne gonna light the lamp? He's gonna put up his usual 10+ points a night and score 4 or 5 goals. We'll have to see. Got a pretty tough goalie to go up against in Brett Dobson, and Josh Byrne has proven that he can score 4 or 5 goals against him. Let's see if that trend continues.
Josh Byrne is just like Dane Smith. They're the brothers of the 100+ points club. And let me tell you,
of destruction.
You get those two going, it is impossible to stop. But Josh Byrne is one of those go-to guys. It was like last year, he was the goal scorer and Dane Smith was the more of the playmaker. Maybe that might change. Maybe you might see Josh Byrne be the playmaker and get all the assists, and Dane might be the one scoring most of the goals, or whoever else. But again, like we said, Ian McKay, Tohoka might step up a lot this year. Scanlon's going to have a full-time seat, full-time roster spot, and so will, like you said before, Lucas Nielsen as well. But as we were talking about Josh, Josh is going to be one of those that you cannot have your ego be the best of you. You got to just go out there and play your game. And when you do, you produce. And when you produce goals and produce points, you win games. And you got to be on that mark and make sure that Josh Byrne is on point. So I think he's going to do just fine. I'm thinking 8 points from Josh this first game.
I would love it.
8 points. 4 and 4.
8 points sounds realistic. I will tell you one player that I'm really looking out for. First full game as a full-time forward, Ian McKay, NLL Finals MVP. I want to see what the transition looks like from NLL Finals MVP to the 6-month gap of no lacrosse in Banditland to game 1 of the regular season. I want to see if any of that carries over or spills over into the next season. We know how good Ian McKay is. We know that it's probably going to spill over. But you're looking at multiple forwards that need to fill the shoes of Chase Fraser and Chris Cloutier. Yep. And I think a big guy to look at is the new full-time forward, Quattro, Ian McKay.
Yeah, it's going to be the battle of the fours. Lyle Thompson versus Ian McKay. Now, Ian McKay has shocked everybody from last season, going from transition, scoring multiple goals. You give him the reins to be an all-time forward from now on. Guys, I'm thinking 30, 40 goals for this man easily at the forward position. And I think he's going to be a huge step up, especially with losing out on 2 former players that we're going to mention in a little bit. That's a big shoes to fill, but he's going to do that because he can score too as well. He's one of the best lefties I've ever seen watch and play under the tutelage of Johnny T and everybody else. But you know what? Ian McKay winning MVP last year, he's going to spark that up, and we might see MVP number 2 for the second year in a row from him. I think we're going to see it, Trevor. I don't know about you, but I like his MVP odds.
Potential is there, and
potential is there.
You're going to see him playing full time out the front door, and he is going to be. I mean, we saw 5 goals a night when he was playing transition. We saw him score 5 against Toronto. We saw him score 5 against Vancouver. We saw
even grosser, but that's awesome.
Amazing numbers from him. But he's definitely one of my players to watch as well. If I want to look defensively, well, I mean, we could always circle Lucas Nielsen, his first ever home opener for the rookie, for the kid coming in. If he plays, and I hope he does, Ryan Benesh's first game as a member of the Buffalo Bandits since 2017, first time on the roster. If I want to go defensively, though, I want to see what Belts can do. Give me a little Zach Belter action. First game back since signing his 2-year extension.
2 years.
He's probably ready to run through a wall right now. And you thought he was good last year, and he was. After signing a 2-year extension, he might be even better this year. So if I'm looking at a guy defensively, it's got to be 7.
You got the best dynamic duo defensemen, Dawson and Priolo, there to tutelage you. So after what last year and the year prior, Belter is one of those guys who's going to step up and be one of your fast-paced, top-tier defensemen sooner or later, but he'll get to his prime. He's not there yet, but I'm telling you, he will gel into one of the Bandits' best defensemen of all time. But that says a lot for me, or from any other fan that would say that. But Zach Belter is going to show the Buffalo Bandits defense that he is one of the key players to keep for a very, very long time on that defensive core.
And Tony, from you, I already have a guess, but any players to watch from you, sir?
Well, I'd love to say who I'd like to say, but you know what? I'm gonna twist it up a little bit.
Okay.
Kyle Buchanan, you are the one I was going to say.
We're always watching him.
I'm always going to watch you no matter what. But
he's a freak, yeah.
This is going to be the true testament, and I'm not saying that to fill number 2 shoes was an issue. When he was called, he stepped up, he showed promise. Now this is his full-time gig that he gets a chance to do it every single step of the way, and that is Clay Scanlon. Clay Scanlon has got his opportunity now to fill in for Chris Cloutier now that he's gone to Vegas. This is his moment to shine, to show that the intensity, the aggressiveness that he was last year, and he can do it full-time now this year. Show us that you can annoy the defense and get those loose balls, create madness into the crease, and find a way to score goals like you have been all season long last year. When you're hot, you could be one of those guys that could score 4 or 5 goals easy. But when you get into their skin, you intimidate, you instigate, you get them in, you get their mindset going. What do I have to do to this number 81? He will not leave me alone. That's like the annoying insect that's always in your face and always buzzing around. And that could be the thorn on their side, is that Scanlon shows, hey, I'm here. I might be small, but I'm annoying as right now. That's basically it.
I'm here. And I'm going to let you know that I'm here too. That is what Clay. I will never forget his debut with the Bandits. It was that Rochester home game last year.
Yep.
And I remember him laying out former Bandit Connor Fields behind the net, and his helmet went flying. And ever since that happened, I was like, damn.
He's in.
This dude's got a full-time roster spot in my mind. I'm not afraid of any of you guys. And if you guys want to bring it, you better bring it, because now you got that mentality on a full-time roster spot. I mean, I'm just saying, look out. I want to see what Matt Vince can do too to round out these things as well. Matt Vince, the biggest offseason signing, I think. Ryan Benesh was pretty big, and Buchanan was huge, and Nick Weiss coming back is big, but Matt Vince, the greatest indoor lacrosse goalie of all time, on his farewell tour. I got to see how, because this will very well, probably in 99.9% chance, be his last banner raising night as a member of the Bandits. He's going to soak in that moment. He's going to take everything that he has. He's going to put all that energy into this game. I think Matt Vince is going to have a tremendous night.
A tremendous night. How about tremendous finale season?
Yep.
This is what everyone should always go and see, because who else is going to step up and do what the accomplishments of what Matt Vince has done for multiple teams that he has performed on? The New York Titans, the Rochester Nighthawks, and now the Buffalo Bandits to finish off his career. What an honor to watch number 48 play as the greatest of all time in between the pipes for any team known to man. He could have any defenseman out there or any kind of core that can be up, like blocking his shots or just, protecting him. But when Matt Vince is in between the pipes, that's the confidence boost you want to have, is to have number 48 on your team, knowing, hey, I got the best goaltender on my back. He is not going to let me down, so I'm not going to let him down. That's the kind of mentality that he has brought to our defensive core and to this team, how great this man is in between.
And it won't be the last banner night. I almost forgot. His number will be up in the rafters.
Absolutely. His number is definitely getting retired as a Bandit. Are you kidding me?
So that 7th championship banner will not be his last banner night, because I guarantee you that 48 will be retired up next to the Kilgores and JT, and hopefully Stainer coming up to I would love to say, I know we already did our schedule predictions, but I really wish San Diego was coming to KeyBank Center this year. No excuses, Marky Mark. Your son plays for the Seals. We would have loved this. That would have been the perfect night to retire your number in Banditland.
You got it up there, don't you, Trevor?
Maybe next year. We can see that happen. But hey, we'll see what happens, right?
That's right. Keys to victory.
Keys to victory. I don't know what else to say to the team that just won 3 straight championships. Are you guys really going to be listening to me for this? Keys to victory.
Well, they always have. I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have in some sort of capacity, but I look at that defensive core and I'm like, just do your job. I think that's all you got to do. 6'5", 6'2", 6'3", all in the 220s. You guys have the strength, you have the height, you have the depth.
Yes, you do.
What I'm trying to say here is do your job. And by do your job, I mean you are forced for the collective bargaining agreement to stay out of your own crease. So,
unfortunately,
my number one key to the game outside of doing your job is adapt and learn to adapt quickly. You have to run an entirely new defensive scheme. I love that Paul Dawson and Steve Priolo are the quarterbacks of this defense, 2 very, very experienced vets that have been on this team for a while, and Steve Priolo, who's been on this team for going all the way back to 2011, I think he's been on this team. So the longest tenured defenseman. I love that he's in charge, but the new rule, the Buffalo Bandit rule, no players in the crease when they're on the defensive attack. So you have to learn to adapt and adapt quickly. You got to be undeniable around the crease. You got to shut off angles. Block shots at the top of the crease, that's legal. But
yes, it is.
If there's a team that's going to learn to adapt, I would assume that it's the back-to-back champions, and they're going to give Matt Vince the insurance that he needs to do very, very well in between the pipes. So if I'm on the defense, if I'm Belter, if I'm Dawson, if I am Cam Wires, if I'm anybody else on that, Taylor Dooley, if I'm anyone else on that defense, I'm learning to adapt, and I'm learning to adapt quickly. And I know that that's what they're practicing in the preseason, and that's what they're working on in practice. It's something that they're going to catch up on very, very quickly, but learn to adapt.
Absolutely. Also, another key, stay out of the box. We've been preaching that for years.
Yep.
Stay out of the box, because you cannot give any teams chances to be on the power play and just killing your penalty killing crew. You got to get out there and just be calm, patient, and also play at the will, but don't do anything stupid, nothing dumb. But I'm sure nobody's perfect. We're going to do dumb penalties, but try to stay out of that box.
And Georgia's got a lethal power play. They always have. They've always had a lethal power play. So stay out of the box as much as you can. How about fast starts? You got the crowd
set the
behind
tone.
You. You got the 7th banner being hung up into the rafters. The one thing that'll make the crowd go nuts is if you jump out to an early 2-3-0 lead right off the rip. If you get that, and Georgia's playing catch up from early on, just trying to crawl their way back into that game, exerting all energy to try to come back and win, they're going to tire themselves out. They're going to gas out by halftime. And by that point, the Bandits will have this game on cruise control. Jump out to an early 2-3-0 lead. I think the roof will blow off the friggin' building if that happens. And the warpath will begin. If you jump out to a fast start, the quest to the 4-peat will be a great start, because that is what we're doing. We are chasing 8 and we're chasing 4 at the same time this season. Fast starts will be everything. If we get a Josh Byrne, Kyle Buchanan, Ian McKay run right off the rip, 1, 2, 3, dude, I will go crazy. I will go absolutely nuts. If Ryan Benesh is activated before Saturday,
that'd be sick.
He scores one of the first goals of the season, he comes back and we hear Elton John's Benny and the Jets blasting through KeyBank Center, we are going to be going absolutely absurd in our seats. Yeah. You're going to hear the chants. You're going to hear the anti-goaltender chants come from the entire
I was just about to mention that too.
Dobson, and if God forbid we get Brett Dobson yanked, you know who the backup is. For the Georgia Swarm.
I do know who that is.
Good friend of ours, good former friend of the Buffalo Bandits, former teammate, Devlin Shanahan. So I want to swing from the chandelier. Is there backup? And
boy,
you know what? We'll see what happens. But man, if you can jump out to an early 3-4-0 lead, that building is going to be raucous. Georgia's going to have to probably burn an early timeout, and it'll be very reminiscent to that of Game 3 of the 25 finals, where it's just, what do we do? We can try to come back. We can make the game close, but you remember what happened when the Bandits jumped out to that lead, that 7-3 lead, I think, in the 25 championship game. They made it close. They made it 7-6, I think, in that game.
Yep.
They used up all their energy and they were done by halftime. They got shut out in the entire second half.
Absolutely.
That's what the Bandits do to their teams. They methodically beat them in the first half, and then they go full, all gas, no brakes in the second half and just obliterate them. So fast starts, stay out of the box, and defense. I know that it sucks. You can't stand in your own crease, but you got to adapt. It's like the tush push. If you can't beat it, everybody wants it banned. If you can't beat it, ban it. That's soft. I don't agree with the NLL on this one. I think that it's lazy on their part. Instead of teams trying to figure out how to beat the Bandits in that scheme, they have to ban them. They have to ban that rule. It's BS. It's lazy. It's a cop-out thing. I would have totally kept that rule in place for the Bandits and have other teams try to figure them out rather than just flat out banning it. It's so soft. I'm very disappointed in the league for that. But who knows? This might be the revenge tour of the Bandits defense. Like, hey, you want to take something away from us? Watch what we're going to do next. Try to ban this.
Yeah, it could be surprising. You never know what they're going to do, but we'll see.
Ban this. And now, our world-famous score predictions from Trevor Howard and Tony LaMonica of Banditland Boulevard. Okay, so you got to take these into consideration. It's banner raising night.
Yep.
The Bandits are the first team to ever reach 7 championship banners in their home arena.
Sounds good.
It's a full sellout from what I'm hearing through the grapevine. It's a full sellout. The only tickets that are available left, I heard, are through secondary markets like StubHub and SeatGeek.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing some guys from your core from last year, but so are the Georgia Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
You got the best goalie in the game. You got Josh and Dane coming back. You got Ryan Benesh hopefully coming back. You got Ian McKay, the reigning NLL Finals MVP, as a full-time forward.
Mm-hmm.
You got Steve Priolo as a full-time defenseman, your team captain. I think the Bandits go into this game and beat the Georgia Swarm by a final score of 13-8.
All right. Within those 13 goals, sir, who are your goal scorers?
Goal scorers. Benesh if he plays. If he plays, I think he scores 4. Putting that out there. Benesh has scored 4. Whenever Ryan Benesh scores, he scores in 4s. Just putting that out there. And he's my boy. I've always loved Ryan Benesh since he joined the Bandits in 2014. I'm so psyched to have him back. I think Dane scores. I think Josh scores. I think Mickey scores. I think Bucky scores. Oh, you know what? You know what else? I'll throw in this one too. A guy that normally gets off the hot starts, very hot starts, who's in a prove-it year, this first year of his 3-year extension. How about Tehoka Nanako gets on the board?
I was just about to say you read my mind. I knew exactly where you're going with on that one. I like that. I do like that.
For you, sir.
Well, the score prediction for me is basically based on how we played against these guys. Like you said, we were close. Dobson was on point, shutting down low-scoring game at first. But you know what? I got faith in these guys that they're going to do it again. And with Ian McKay off the leash, and you get Tehoka off the leash again too. Yep. I might see a fire burning in these guys. You know what? Let's go win at home, obviously. Let's go big on this game. I'm going to go 15. Big win. Bandits 15, Swarm 10.
15-10. So we both have a 5-point swing.
Yep.
5-goal games between the two teams. But again, like I said in my keys to the game, I think the Bandits get off to this game fast. I think the building gets way too loud. I don't think Georgia handles it very well. I know the Bandits are missing some guys, but you always got the fans that are going to back them up, and Georgia's missing some very quality guys too. I mean, Miles Thompson no longer there. You're missing some guys on defense that are no longer there. You still got Brett Dobson, who is a fantastic goalie, but this is a Georgia team that beat the Bandits last year, and given the Bandits' track record, it's tough. I don't see the Georgia Swarm beating them in back-to-back regular season games. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think it makes any sense. Now, if Georgia wants to go in there and make a statement on banner raising night and win, I might start taking it's not like I haven't before, but Georgia Swarm I might be taking as a legitimate threat in the National Lacrosse League because those games are always close. Wouldn't it be nice for them? You know, if you're a Georgia fan or if you're a Georgia player or a Georgia coach, to spoil banner night and go in and steal a victory from the Buffalo Bandits on the road to start off the season, that would be wild for them. But again, yeah, I'm with you. I really don't see that happening. But 13-8, 15-10, a lot of players to watch for both teams and a lot of keys to win. But hey, it was a long 6 months. Yep. I take back what I said in the beginning of the podcast. It was a long 6 months. Those were not short. We went through an entire summer with the mentality of, are we going to have a season? And that made the 6 months even longer. Glad to have a season. Glad to have the boys back. Thank you to all 14 of the NLL owners for finally coming to an agreement.
Yes.
We're ready to roll. Hey, we rolled through the punches in the beginning of free agency, lost a couple crucial guys, and that was a gut punch. But next man up mentality. You got those guys. Clay Scanlon, Ryan Benesh, Ian McKay is a full-time forward. Let's roll. Let's freaking roll. Lucas Nielsen in his first full season as a Bandit. Injected in my veins. Here we go.
It is that time of year, boys and girls. The orange and black are back in action. So let's get it started at home. Banner raising night. Undisputed champs of all time. Let's go prove a point.
Get in your seats at 7:10, by the way.
Get your seats now. Go get your tickets. Whatever you can.
Go get your tickets. Get in your seats at 7:10. It's going to be great. Saturday night, the 2 days after Thanksgiving. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. And also go get your championship banners, because believe me when I say this, that's going to be another one to add to your wall there, Trevor, right behind you.
Yep. Everybody's getting a championship banner. This isn't some Terry Pagula BS where it's only for the first 5,000 fans. Everybody in the stands are getting a banner. So get your tickets, get in your seats at 7:10. Thanksgiving Thursday, Black Friday, Shopping Friday, Bandit Saturday. That's a great 3-day stretch. That's a great 3-day stretch. Tony, hit us with the sponsors, my man.
Well, guys, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm not just talking about the holidays. It is now time for Buffalo Bandits lacrosse. Here we go.
Merry Bandit Miss to everyone out there.
Banditland Boulevard is brought to you in part by our main sponsor, that is Mitchell's Tavern, located at 365 Sheridan Drive up in Tonawanda, New York. Guys, if you haven't checked out their establishment, go there. Tell them that the boys of Banditland Boulevard has sent you. Order whatever you guys feel like you guys want to eat. They got great food, amazing service. They will treat you like family. I promise you, your experience is going to be once in a lifetime, and you'll want to keep continuing going back. Also, we'd like to thank those from Herney's Journeys. If you guys want to book your next big adventure, contact Suzanne Pike at SuzannePike@Herney'sJourneys.com. Let her book your next big adventure. Also, we'd like to thank Beer Kind Brewery. Those who love to go to tastings and like to sample some craft beer, go and check out Beer Kind Brewery up in Kenton, New York, up over in Kenmore and Tonawanda Avenue area. I promise you guys that those guys are going to treat you like kings and queens. Also, go check out Nino's Pizzeria live at Orchard Park Road and also in Hamburg, New York. Check out their foods. That they got their pizzas, wings, their subs, and no-demand food. I'm telling you guys, their food is spectacular. Mamma mia. Let's go and have a nice little pie. Brought to you by YouTube also as well through StreamYard. Yep. If you guys want to check us out, give us that like, subscribe. Always hit that notification bell every time we talk about Buffalo Bandits lacrosse, and you get to see our faces. That's Trevor Hauer over there and myself, Tony LaMonica. I'm telling you guys, if you want to be a part of the show, don't be afraid to ask us. We will try to get you guys online, but we're also going to try to get more players online too as well. We're going to reach out to the organization and get more players active to let them know and let you guys see and hear from the players themselves the experience of a lifetime. Also, we'd like to thank those who listen in on every radio, tablet, phone, known to man on Spotify. Give us that 5-star rating that we talk nothing good about. We talk a lot of good things about the Buffalo Bandits.
Yep, we can be critical at times, but hey, we're the ultimate fans as well. It's because we love the team so damn much. But Tony, and in case you guys are new to the show, you're diehard Bandit fans, but you're new to Banditland Boulevard. Tony and I end every single podcast, win or lose, 18 wins or 0 wins, 3 straight championships or missing the playoffs entirely. We always end the show on three simple words. Tony,
that's right.
Those words right there on the screen.
3 words from Chris Swenson himself that we always say at every game. And no matter where we go, if we see a Bandit fan out there and we see the gear on them, that's all we do say to each other. Just like Go Bills. This time it is 3 words, no simple fact of the matter. Just to learn right there on the screen that you see, it is in 3, 2, 1. Let's go Bandits.
Let's go. Get fired up.
Undisputed of all time. Come get some.
If you want, let's go. Come get some. You know,
let's go, boys.
Cena's undisputed. Guess who else is undisputed?
The Buffalo Bandits.
Freaking Bandits. Let's go. Exterminate the swarm. Let's go.